being running as a member of parliament, being an advisor to grassroots organisation, taking care of the entire constituency, for example, my Canberra constituency, I think people have eyes, they can see what we have done over the last 5 years, all the improvement projects in terms of both hardware as well as software, bringing people coming closer together. It is like running a company whereby all my residents are actually my shareholders and I'm actually running on their behalf. So currently now, yes, this is every 5 years we will face a major sort of election. We have a hostile takeover. We have a new group coming in now who says that no, they will want to take over. The issue now is that yes, we have shown you our results, track records, our business plan, which means that whatever upgrading projects that we have covered, but the other group don't even have any plans at all for you. So if you are a shareholder of a company, if a group comes in now to say that, please let us take over, we will take over first, then we will show you the business plan later. Would you agree to the takeover in the first place? Unless your current management group is paying you lousy dividend, is doing a bad job for your place, that you are suffering very much as a shareholder. So if not, I hope that my residents will consider very carefully and please support us. Thanks.
And then the other question is about how you feel that the communications with the government can be further improved.
I think this relates to the earlier question talking about the emotional attachment, about government, how can government links better to the people. Part of the issue, personally, I think is the way policies has been pushed out. Majority of the policies, I would say that most of the policies are very good, and think it benefits the majority. It is the way the public relations has been conducted. I give an example. For example, the distance fare. Previously as GPC chairman for transport, when I heard about the entire plan, I agree because majority will benefit, but a small group, which is actually not small, 1/3 itself may not benefit. And I did warn LTA that, being 1/3 is not a small group. When they do not benefit, it is important now to conduct your PR early, make sure that they understand, make sure they know who they are, rather than to tell people that 2/3 benefit, 1/3 don't benefit, and then roll out a plan. When that 1/3 realize that they are the ones who don't benefit, there will be a major uproar. And that's exactly what happened. So I think what is happening now is that in future, government agencies, when they push out changes itself, they really have to consider, I think, put more effort into the public relation part of it, aspect of it, as well as to manage people's expectation, manage people's concern better than what they are currently doing. I think this aspect is lacking. And this is something that I hope to see more improvement, especially over the next 5 years.
And you also mentioned that when it's good, Singaporeans generally they keep quiet, right?
Yeah. So I was saying that, for example, the distance fare, it is quite natural. The 1/3 that do not benefit who suddenly realize that my transport fare actually went up by this cent, how many percent, will make a complaint, will make an outroar. Those who benefited, majority will keep quiet. I don't see many people when they benefited to come forward and say thank you. Yes, there are a few thank you letters in the forum. Yes, there are some supporting voices, but certainly the unhappy voices actually sort of overwhelm the happy voices. But I also hope that Singaporeans have to look at the issue in perspective and has to be fair to the government also. I think for those who have benefited, please step forward and then voice out that they have benefited, rather than to let those not benefited one making all the noise. Thank you.
Would you consider this like a bullying in terms of how it's...
I think we are all in a process of learning. The demographics is changing. People want to know more information up front. No longer can agency just push out new things, new policies without coming up with what I call a soft launch, a soft consultation process to make sure that people understand. There are many skeptics out there who felt that even all this consultation process are just consulting for the sake of consulting. They already made up their mind. But I hope this is not the real case. I think agencies-wise, they have to consider when they are doing consultation, it has to be sincere, and they have to be seen as making positive changes and real changes to the suggestions that's given by people. When people give suggestions now, many of them felt that it's a black box. You ask me what is it, I tell you, but I never get any feedback from you in the end. it is important for them to come forward to say these are the suggestions, and even if they say no to the suggestions, they may want to explain why they are not practical, why they are not implementing it now. Maybe some of these suggestions are really very good, but it is not relevant to the circumstances. Maybe it is ahead of our time now. Maybe such suggestions can be implemented later in future. I think these are the things that agency must take note of now.
How confident are you of the polling day?
I leave it to the voters to decide. No, thanks. Thank you.
After you covering the ground for last 5 years and then your walkabouts in the last 9 days, I mean, how confident are you at this point?
If you ask me to compare this general election to the first general election when I come in as a newbie, certainly this general election is one that is more challenging in certain senses because of the new media. But compared to the last general election when I was new, it was very difficult for me. I was trying to introduce myself to the resident. I'm quite glad that at least for what I've done the last 5 years, all the interaction with my residents, many of them acknowledge me, many of them recognizes me straight away, and then I think I received many words of encouragement for all my residents, both on face-to-face as well on cyberspace, and that is something that I'm grateful for.
Thank you.
Thank you.